What's up, everybody? This is SDC Kid. I'm here with Lil Spank Booty, and this is part one of his weekly interview series. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, big bro?
Man, just maintaining what's up, little bro.
Oh shit, just maintaining as well. I know you got the album out now, early release, and that just dropped on Halloween, but for those that don't know about it, why don't you tell me a little something about it?
Oh yeah, man, you know that early release thing out there, man, slapping. You feel me? You can get your physical copies of the band. If you in Southeast, you know, Cali Connect got them on deck. You know, I'm waiting on my boy Floxy over there in Oahu right now, getting his gig on. You know what I mean? So once he come back to the town, the motherfucker gonna chop with him, and they gonna be down there at Nitty Tattoo in Mission Valley too. We uploaded the digital copies. We just waiting on the final approval for that, and then it's going to be digitally available on CD Baby, iTunes, Amazon, the whole gig, you know what I mean? And we got the physical copies available for the homies that's locked down too. So, next time you order your people's a package, let them know that Lil Spank up in there, man. You know what I mean? Get them that Lil Spank, man. Get that. Shout out my Japan peoples, you know what I mean? My Norway peoples, Oscar out in Norway, you know what I'm saying? My boy Berto out in Spain, you dig? Shadow Walker out in Canada, you know what I mean? My boy Relly Rose out in Flatbush in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? K-Dog out in the Bronx. Shout out to the Coke Boys, man, you know what I mean? They let me get on that Coke Boys Notorious Punishment mixtape volume 11, you know what I mean? The Cocaine Commandment edition, you dig? Yeah, so shout out to Kato, my bounty hunter niggas out in the Bronx, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, we reaching out, man. We trying to get it right, you know what I mean? We trying to expand cross borders and really get it together, you dig?
That's what's up. So today, being the elections and everything, how do you feel about it? Do you think the country made the right decision as far as, the leader for the next 4 years?
I mean, he ain't really the leader. He's just the face that people associate with leadership. When it really boils down to it, he's not the leader. The mob dude that you always see out in the open, he ain't the highest up dude. Because he ain't really visible like that, because he's the motherfucker that run everything. So, very few people get the opportunity to see him like that. You dig? So it's the same concept when you're dealing with these old, secret society type individuals that function in shadow organizations and shit. They gonna see the fictitious ruler up there, but you can best believe he's taking orders. He ain't doing nothing off the rip. Everything he do is scripted by a crew of motherfuckers that are specialists in this, that, or the other. Every speech you hear him say, all that shit is scripted by a small cadre of people who know the ideology of the motherfucker who actually running the shit, and they funnel it down, and he memorized that motherfucker and go out there and spill it. He don't write that shit though.
Some people are going to call that conspiracy theory type shit. What do you have to say about that?
Come on, man. People don't want to look at the truth. There's real die-hard white people who will never cede to really letting a black motherfucker run this country, G. A real brother? I said black. I didn't say African American, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because African is where we come from. That's our bloodline. That's our lineage. But black is our motherfucking ideology and our philosophy. So I said they will never allow a black motherfucker to run this country. Because if we do, they're not going to run it. And when I say we do, I'm talking about a motherfucker like me on some real black shit that really care about the community and that really know how to identify the enemy and therefore know his ways and just study his history of being a tyrant and of being an imperialistic capitalist motherfucking tyrant and cutthroat and hiding behind different little illusions in order to facilitate the endless years of their reign, homie. You know what I mean? I understand these individuals to be that diabolical, so they would never allow an individual that thinks like me and that's my skin color to be the president of this country. Or no brother like me, you know what I mean? Period. Me or no brother like me. You know what I mean? So that dude right there, I mean, you know, he ain't running nothing, homie. You know what I mean? He ain't running nothing, homie. You know?
So, would you say that's vice versa? Likewise with Romney, if he would have won, it would have been the same situation.
Absolutely, because he ain't nothing but would have been another motherfucker that they put up there. You know? But see, you gotta understand, it's the illusion, homie. It's the illusion that there's no more racism in the world. You know? It's the illusion. But you got Donald Trump say of course he don't sugarcoat it, because now it ain't just blatant. You know what I'm saying? Because you got niggas that won't go for that shit no more, like civil rights and all that. They ain't going, well, I can't even say that because you have brothers that wasn't going for it then. But more so now, motherfuckers ain't going to go for that shit just blatant, stupid like that. You know what I mean? At least I don't believe so, because I know how I would react, you know what I mean? But at the same time, nonetheless, Donald Trump basically said, oh man, you know, I got 5 million. That's what I mean by he glossed over it and did it inadvertently and not too blatantly. Oh, I got 5 million to any one of your charity if you could prove your citizenship. What do it matter? Because his pop's African. You know what I mean? Come on, man. They letting you know right there, this nigga ain't even born over here. You know what I mean? Basically. You know, if he can prove he went to college, why he got to prove that to you? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's still niggers and white people cheat. In this country, fuck yeah. Now, if this country controls the world, just think about the arrogance with which they go into these other countries and kick doors in and do all this so weird shit. I never consider myself an American, G. I'm not. I'm an African in America with a black consciousness. Dig that. I'm an African in America with a black consciousness. So I don't really subscribe to none of this shit. I mean, I think Obama was just the lesser of the two evils to answer your question. You know, you're both high as a motherfucker right now. So forgive me if I get off course, because my mind is racing and I'm sitting up here looking at this shit and it's just triv, homie. You know what I mean? It's triv because you can just see, you know, look at these cats and just see the triv on them. You know, they utilize this big vernacular and try to run circles around the people because they know the demographic of people that's watching this right now because of who won, a brother. So they hitting you with all this jargon that they know the demographic of people per capita that's watching this right now ain't even going to be able to understand. Why? Because these individuals really represent a structure that keeps that classism in place. So at moments like this, oh, let's put a black face up there. So it ain't us that's going to be triv in the country no more. Look what Bush just did. We need to hurry up and gloss that over. Let's put a black person up there and fuck every opportunity off that he got to really make a difference by, you know, voting down and no, we don't want that and all this just so we could show them, see, you guys couldn't do no better. We let you guys have a chance, and y'all, that's how I really look at it, homie. We let you black guys have a chance. We let the blacks have a chance to be the president. And look what they did. They're not ready to run the country. It's the same psychological warfare, homie, that they said when motherfucker was 3/4 of a human being. Now they're claiming that we don't have the skills to run the country when in actuality, it was, since a president happened, it's been they people. There's never been nobody but a white man president, ever. So when Obama came in, it was already triv, and all white men were to blame because there had never been another president but a white man. But how they throw you off is they throw that up there and expect you to forget all that. And then they got their real patriotic white people that I'm telling you earlier will never allow a black man to be the president of this country, G. Them type of white people that still got Confederate flags in the back of their windows with their rifle racks and all that shit that'll still hang your ass in certain parts of Mississippi and all that. Them type of white people is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? They'll still call you a boy and all that, or try to, you know, some of them type of motherfuckers. They still got them, G. You know what I mean? Anyway, you know, it's motherfuckers like that, homie. And you gotta understand, you know, this dude Obama, he's basically in a position where now he's just a scapegoat. look how much. Just remember how he looked before he got elected to president the first time. Now look at him, how old and gray haired and just came all over his motherfucking head and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can see the sign of stress. And do I believe Obama's a good brother? Yeah, I do. And why do I say that? Because I seen that dude in the Cabrini Greens in Chicago helping a gang of black women, you know, basically talk to, don't give me the line, the mayor or somebody that had to do with, you know, the toxicness of that asbestos up in the roof of them projects. He was up in there speaking for them sisters, right up in the little auditorium or wherever they was at. Looked like some moms at a PTA meeting. That's how small the little gig was. But he was up in there really speaking for the sisters, articulating this shit for the sisters, representing the Cabrini Greens, which was one of the most violent and triv-ass projects in Chicago, on the South Side. So when I seen that on the little documentary on PBS, I really got respect for him because off top, I felt like he wasn't going to get elected president anyway. Off top. I never had no faith that they was going to elect him president. If they did, and he was a real brother, they was either going to kill him or he wasn't no real brother if he got elected. There was the only three options for me. Either it wasn't going to happen at all. If it did happen, one of these old way out ass Nazi motherfuckers that I'm telling you about now was going to assassinate the nigga. Or he wasn't really no brother anyway. Then I seen the Cabrini Green shit, and I said, okay, they're going to kill him because he a real brother. Based on what I was seeing him do, then he married a sister. He didn't marry no white woman. And she's straight from South Side of Chicago, too, or some ghetto spot somewhere. So, you know, I really developed a little respect for him. But, I mean, you know, I look at it, too, like, I understand what the shit is. You know what I mean? He's fighting an unwinning battle off the top. America, who said that? I'm hearing that on the CD in my head. America was by white people, for white people. What was that, Pac Machiavelli? I think on Machiavelli, he had that. And it sounded like a brother was giving a speech, and he said, America was built by white people, for white people. Believe that. You know what I mean? You know, it was already took over from the Indians by the time they started bringing niggas over here. You know what I mean? So don't believe that it was built by white people, because they built plantations before they started importing the niggas. The niggas didn't build the plantations. All that shit was already built up. Their whole little triv-ass system of slavery was already in place before the first slave ships came over here, and they practiced on the Indians and any other native people, You know what I mean? So this is what it was built for. It's based on economics. You know what I'm saying? Who started America but the black families of Europe? The Rothschilds, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like that. These were funders of the Columbus dude. The Spaniards had what word I'm looking for? They individuals to navigate and find new land and plant the king's flag on the land and claim it for their own. So now we get into the historical aspect. If you look at a map right now, everything east of Africa, everything west of Africa are black people. Do the knowledge now. Everything west, we in the west. America's west. So everything west of Africa is populated with black people. What you getting at, Lil Spank? All them people is descendants of slaves that just got dropped off in them different areas. Why? I don't know. Maybe them devils ran out of oil or coal, and so they traded 6 niggas that they just stole for a gang of coal for the ship to push. And they needed this, they needed that, so they bartered off niggas along the way. But now what I'm getting to about these different royal families who was rich in Europe, because Spain is in Europe, you know what I'm saying? Funding these expositions, that was the word I was looking for. Funding these expositions. Now we understand, how they Cuban, but they speak Spanish. Because Cuba was a colony of Spain. So they got that Spanish in their game. Dominican Republic. All these spots where you be like, these didn't look like sisters, but they talk straight Spanish. That's how they get it in their game. because them areas that the African ancestors was dropped off was governed by the Spaniards, just like the Haitians, that French, just like Jamaica, that British. You know what I'm saying? Which patois is a broke down dialect. You know what I mean? But why you think Dreads could get an immigration to Britain before they could the United States? Because Jamaica was originally a colony of Britain before they got their independence. And before any African was brought to Jamaica, the Arawak Indians was there first. But of course, you know, when the Europeans came, brought gonorrhea and smallpox and all these different things, and started killing off the indigenous inhabitants, homie. Because they live in natural. Their body ain't built in this natural environment to know how to fight off something that's unnatural. Come on, homie, syphilis, all that shit is unnatural. That's why it fucks you up. Because it's not natural for your body to be up under the effects of this shit. But this is what the Europeans brought, along with murder and homosexuality and all this whole weird shit. Why you say homosexuality, Lil Spank? Because they descended from these Roman motherfuckers. And it's common knowledge that Caesar and all these dudes, it was a motherfucking sign of superiority in the Roman army for you to fuck your subordinate officers. Why you think they call anal sex Greek sex? So all these things that these dudes brought, you dig?
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these things that these individuals brought, you know, that killed off the indigenous land and then everything else, they just brutalized and basically went through a torturous routine with until you either was killed in the process, killed trying to escape that shit, killed trying to revolt against that shit, or posted up, waiting till the time is right, or you just done all the way been broke. Them is your only options right there. Ain't none of them in your favor. You know what I mean? You know? So you get your Gabriel Prospers, your Denmark Vessies, your Nat Turners. You dig what I'm saying? Your Sintays. You know, individuals who, and I'm not saying Denmark Vesey or Gabriel Prosper. Unfortunately, them brothers was betrayed by other blacks, and they was hanged before they could even get their revolts cracking. Because by them being real Africans and real brothers now, dig me, they thinking about the collective, they thinking about the community. So they bringing it to the collective, like, look, this is what we gonna do. We finna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this, we gonna do that. But now, it's always, unfortunately, too, a nigga up in that crew that would rather live on his knees than die on his feet and take a chance to get free. So what he gonna do? He gonna try to go brown nose and win points with the master and tell him that Gabriel and them out here plotting to leave. So they hung him. So he didn't even get a chance to spark his revolt. You know what I mean? But you got Nat Turner. That's why I got 1831 tattooed on my arm. Because that's the year that Nat Turner and them in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, led their slave revolt. But also, and I